The checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.
Josep Borrell, High Representative of the Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy Vice President of European Commission, responded to the recent developments in Georgia regarding the withdrawal of a draft law on transparency of foreign influence. Georgians took these streets to express their aspiration for democracy and European values. These peaceful protests were strong and moving to see. Announcement to withdraw the draft law on transparency of foreign influence is a good sign. Now concrete legal steps need to follow, Josep Borrell tweeted. EU Commissioner for Neighbourhood and Enlargement Oliver Várhelyi echoed the decision of the ruling Georgian Dream to withdraw the bill on transparency of foreign influence. I welcome the decision of the ruling party withdrawing the controversial NGO law. Georgia can continue to count on our support on its EU path, he tweeted. German ambassador to Georgia Peter Fischer welcomes the withdrawal of the draft law on transparency of foreign influence, stressing the need for progress on the EC outlined 12 recommendations. EU and Georgia are before a great historic opportunity. Candidate status of Georgia. It is in reach if all want and focus on it. Work in inclusive, peaceful, democratic process and progress 12 recommendations, he tweeted. Member of European Parliament VIOLA von CRAMON responds to the statement on withdrawing draft law on the transparency of foreign influence. I welcome Georgian Dream's decision to withdraw the Russian law. All this drama could have been avoided had they listened to people and friends of Georgia from the start. Voice of people can't be silenced. Fight for freedom and European values always makes sense. Georgian government now focus on 12 points. Stop pulling tricks. Stop jeopardizing the candidacy's path. Stop sabotaging the country's future. Heart of Europe will continue beating in Georgia. Member of European Parliament tweeted. The delegation of European Union to Georgia responds to the recent developments in Georgia regarding the withdrawal of draft law on foreign agents by the parliament majority. We welcome announcement by the ruling party to withdraw draft legislation on foreign influence. We encourage all political leaders in Georgia to resume pro-EU reforms in an inclusive and constructive way and in line with the 12 priorities for Georgia to achieve candidate status, the delegation of European Union to Georgia said. British Embassy Tbilisi shared statement on the recent events developing in Georgia. Pursuant to the statement, the proposed law is finally adopted would impede the ability of Georgia's friends and strategic partners to continue to assist its democratic and economic development. The UK shares the deep concern of our allies and partners following the expedient approval of the draft law on transparency of foreign influence through parliamentary procedures yesterday. The proposed law, if finally adopted, would impede the ability of Georgia's friends and strategic partners to continue to assist its democratic and economic development. We urge Georgia's leaders to heed the concerns of civil society, independent media, and international partners alike before proceeding further, the statement reads. Charles Michel, President of European Council, commented on the process developing in Georgia. He expressed concern and reminded that right to peaceful protest is at the core of any democracy. Strongly concerned about developments in Georgia, right to peaceful protest is at the core of any democracy. Adoption of this foreign influence law is not compatible with EU path, which majority in Georgia wants. Commitment to rule of law and human values is key to EU project, Charles Michel, President of the European Council, wrote on Twitter. We see a draft piece of legislation that would be a tremendous setback. This would be a setback to the aspirations of the people of Georgia. It would be a setback to the ability of the United States to continue to be a partner for the people of Georgia. Ned Price, U.S. Department's spokesperson, stated at the briefing. Ned Price commented on the People's Power Table bill on the transparency of foreign influence that the Parliament of Georgia adopted on March 7th in its first reading. According to the spokesperson, anyone who is voting for this draft legislation would be responsible in part for jeopardizing those very Euro-Atlantic aspirations of Georgian people. You asked about the feeling here. The feeling here is one of deep concern. You have heard us express that sentiment consistently in recent days. It's a feeling of deep concern because of the potential implications of this draft law. This law would strike at some of the very right that are central to the aspirations of the people of Georgia for a consolidated democracy, for Euro-Atlantic integration, and for a brighter future. It would stigmatize and silence independent voices and citizens of Georgia who wish to do nothing more than work together to build a brighter future, a future that is integrated with Europe, a future that is democratic and free, where Georgia is an independent and sovereign country, that Price has said.